Hello, my name is Walter, and welcome back to a gameplay for you guys. This is called Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. And why I wanted to play this game is because I really think that the visuals alone is really cool, and I just wanted you guys to have an awesome adventure with me. Take note that I have finished this game. I'm just really playing it back for the visuals as well as the achievements. I think I only got one, which is only about like 1%. So yeah, let's just jump right in, and I'm going to try to see how many parts I can get out of this. Obviously, as well, I don't have access to Amino this time around because my data has died. So I'm just kind of relying on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So please follow me on those social medias if you want more updates as well. It's in my channel main page, I think. So yeah, let's just jump right in, and a lot of it is actually a visual story, which means that there isn't a lot of dialogue, and when there is dialogue, there's dialogue which I kind of don't understand because it's in another language, which is probably Dutch or Norwegian or Finnish, parts of those Eastern Europe, Western Europe style of language, not really like French or whatever, because like I saw the credits and it's a lot of like you know, Viking names. What I mean by that is a lot of you know, Nordic names. So yeah, there you go. At first I thought it was Hindi, because at one point they say he says, this guy, this boy says bhai, and bhai in Hindi is like brother, so I thought it was Hindi at first, but I was like, nah. Yeah, it's really well done, and I really love the story style, even though the plot is kind of, you know, I made it as kind of a good thing for games like this to be able to do as well, because they do a lot of film technique, and it's great to see that. See, that's a film technique, because that is really awesome to do, and they didn't really need to do that, but because they did that, I think it kind of gives off that they worked their asses off for this game. And it's only for about 6 ringgit in Malaysia. They're still having that autumn sale, which is like 20%, which is after discount is like 80%, which is 620 for Malaysians. So the original price is 31 ringgit, which I think it's quite fair for this kind of render. So yeah. And now if you're playing with 2 people, I think it's gonna give you more of an immersive experience. But if you want a real emotional kind of play, I'd suggest you to play with one person, because it really does give you a sense of like loss. And obviously I'm not using Xbox controller, I'm using a PS4 controller, so it's about the same. So it's LT and RT is basically L2 and R2, and of course you move your characters with the joystick. And yes, the gameplay is very simplistic because it is just a puzzle-based game, and it is an indie game, so there you have it. But based on the visuals alone and how much they worked to get this out, I think, you know, it's awesome to kind of see that. And yes, the father has fallen sick, so we are kind of bringing him to the soothsayer, or the medicine man in this era. And one of the most interesting things for me, whether it be film or games, is that they can kind of make it timeless without giving it a time period, because they don't really give a time period to this, and it really kind of shows. But it's also awesome because you don't know if it's modern or not, and I think that's so great. Obviously you can kind of guess it's kind of like 18th century, 17th century when things have just kind of gotten more modern, but also you kind of don't know like how modern it is yet, because you don't see cars yet, or you don't see buildings yet. I mean buildings as in like skyscrapers or whatever. You don't really see that. And yes, sometimes when you hold the L2 without holding anything, he shows you the way, but obviously sometimes as well you gotta figure it out yourself. Like now, he did point there, but what I was actually doing was I was controlling the characters to kind of move the cart to the elevator, and now I am moving the people to kind of get to this lever here to push the elevator up. And I'm so sorry if I kind of speak in fragments in this game, but it's just that I'm so dived into the visuals that I don't kind of think of what to say, and I don't really do scripts for gameplays. Maybe I should, because I kind of get lost in my own world, and sometimes that's why I just I'm really quiet. And I'm so sorry that I'm not really wearing a proper shirt today. It's just that the shirt was in washing, and I decided to just go with the singlet that I have now on now. And yeah, the big first twist is that the medicine man can't really help the father, and they're pretty pissed about that. And of course the medicine man is the quest man as well, because he's gonna give you the quest to cure their dad. So he's just showing you the map of a magical place, and that's one of the interesting things about this world as well, because it doesn't have a time period. It sifts its way to possibilities of myths as well, so that's really great. And one of the things is I'm going to be keeping time in check, which means that I won't be doing a lengthy gameplay. Obviously I will try my best to kind of cut this type of expositional like flash animations out, but also they're kind of integral to the story, and that's why I don't really want to do it. So yeah, you cannot go through the bridge because the troll guy won't let you in, and he's a little literal troll. Like, I mean, it has, like, you can't get this guy to be rational. And yeah, the little brother still has fears of the water because the water drowned his mom, and he needs the help of his bigger brother to kind of swim. Yeah, there you go. So you look at the water visuals, and you look at the water render. It's so good, and that's one of the things like Pixar has kind of done well as well at this time. Like, they've perfected it to this point, because like video games has done this throughout the years. So I think it's really interesting to see it in a video game like this as well. And yes, I will be cutting at this point, after this point, I think, because it's pretty lengthy. And one of the things, as I said in the beginning, I wanted to just get the achievements done with. Hopefully I can find it all, because I'm not too sure myself where all the achievements are. Like, I saw some of it, it's just that I don't know how or when to get the achievements, because I only got one out of sheer luck. So I think I'm gonna stop right here, because I think I have gone through like the first act of it good. If I'm talking too much, please let me know in the comments below. if you like this video, please leave a like, and if you'd like to see more, please share my videos and subscribe to me, and remember to ring the bell so that you are not unsubscribed to me and get first-hand news of future videos. Just a side note, and back to this a bit, I just want to say that I'm stopping at this point, but I won't kind of be continuing from this point. I might like try to see which chapter I can fit in so that you guys are not too bored with my gameplay. But if you really like this game, I would really suggest you all to kind of support the developers by buying the game, because I think this is really worth the money for me. And I really enjoyed this game, even though I kind of knew what was gonna get into the end. Like, I mean, you know, I predicted the end pretty much, but yeah, I think it's still a great game. It's still a logic based puzzle game, which I kind of really like. And you know, it's not to a point where it's really frustrating because you don't know what it is. It's kind of in that little nightmares way where they kind of nudge you in a good way, like, hey, you know, there's something here, you might want to use it, and that's really cool of them to do it, even though they don't really need to do it. If you want a more immersive experience, I would definitely suggest 2 players, but if you want a more emotional gameplay, I would suggest single player, because it definitely, you know, tests your brain out as well, and you know, it can kind of give you more of a brain exercise as well. You know, it feeds your brain. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.